Are you wanting to get more confidence in an area of your life and you just feel like you can't psych yourself up to it, you can't do it? Well, today I'm going to share why you'll never get more confidence in something until you do this. And if you stay until the very end, I have an extra point for you then as well. So my story on this, and I'm going to share with you, and it's a very simple one, and you may not like what I'm going to say, but it's true, right? I used to think there was a point where I just would like get to feeling more confidence, and I'd like be able to do everything. Boy, was I wrong, right? That's not how life works. I thought I could think my way into something. I could just think, okay, I'll come back ready when I'm confident, which is the biggest bunch of lies and BS you can possibly tell yourself. You're never going to be ready. And it's very like spoken about. Well, I haven't seen it recently, but it's often talked about in the personal growth world. You'll never be ready until you start. And it's so true. Right. But until you actually experience it, I don't believe we know something until we actually live it and experience it. And for me, I lived this, even though it was hard. Now, for me, this is what I'm going to share, right? You'll never be more confident until you actually do the thing that you're fearing, right? I've said it. You're not going to see, I thought you wouldn't like that, right? You think you're going to think your way into it, but no. You can do, obviously, some of the things I share on these podcasts, work on your mindset, all these kind of things. But you do that alongside taking the action and facing your fears, right? I don't believe one or the other. I believe you need both. I believe you need to work on your mind along continuously because you're always going to have challenges alongside facing the challenges, right? You need both, right? And for me, one of the big realizations in my story was when I was put on the spot, whether I had a choice or not, maybe even put in a job and you really didn't like the job and you're put in some very uncomfortable situations and you got more confident from it because you had to do it, right? Or else you'd have been fired or something, or you wouldn't have had a happy boss, whatever it was, right? The thing is, we don't do that for ourselves because we only accountable to us, so we usually dismiss it. And for me, when I was put on a spot, one day I had to fix a projector, like in the top of, I was in a conference, I was 22, maybe 23 years old in my job, didn't like it at all. I had all these professionals coming in, look at me, and I had to do all this stuff in front of them, felt very awkward, very shy, very nervous, right? And that really built my confidence up because I would have never done that unless I had to. And I realized, wow, I can really push myself to do more of this. And I started pushing myself in the workplace to do things I didn't have to do, like give talks. And I was terrified of giving talks. So you can get yourself to a point, you can psych yourself up, but you will not move forward until you take the action. It's really painful, and I'll be honest, I try and call them out on it. I've been in quite a few coaching communities. I'm not currently coaching, but one of the communities I'm in, I did very well. I brought on quite a lot of clients who I've helped change their lives as well, which was great feeling. But like what separated me was that I would take the actions even if I was uncomfortable, and people were like, well, I'm just not the kind of person, I'm just working on myself more. And then I found people who would never pull the trigger or just make excuses. They're finding more certifications. And it's just like they kept going round and round and round and never taking the action. So unfortunately, that's the truth. You've actually got to take the action. Now we're going to go through I'm going to break it down even further for you so you can start momentum on one thing, right? So the first thing I want you to do, before that, I just want to ask you, how is it helping you by being like, right, I'm doing some more mindset work or doing some more deep diving in myself before I start that? That's probably not doing you any favors, is it, in terms of moving forward? I mean, it's not going to be harmful. It's probably good, but like, you probably imagine if you keep saying that for years and years, and then you get to regret at the end of your life because you didn't do it because you were scared, right? How would that feel? The fear of regret's got to be, for me, is a lot more painful than the fear of rejection or failure. So the first thing, do that one thing. Pick the one thing you're putting off, right? Maybe it's starting your business. Maybe it's talking to someone, having a conversation. Maybe it's putting your first video out on social media, a very common one I see, right? Decide on that one thing that you're going to take action on. The second one, get accountability. Don't just keep it to yourself. Tell someone, announce it on social media. That's what I do when I've done like challenges. I've been like, right, I'm doing this challenge, right? I've got to stick with it, okay? So get accountability, get an accountability partner saying, right, I'm going to commit to this and do it by this date, right? The third thing, celebrate like crazy that you've already achieved it. Again, this is more into the psychology, into the mindset. But when you feel like you've done something, you've really celebrated that, you've gone through and you've taken the action, you're more likely to take the action. And obviously you got to take the action as well. But if you feel like you're focusing on the outcome, I've achieved this, this, and this, and you feel amazing, then you're more likely to take action. And then the fourth one, may tell what's coming. Do it, all right? Just go and do the action. Even if you've got to break it down. So, like, if it's a call to someone, just dial that number. If it's putting your first video, make a 10-second video and then put it on social media, whatever it is, you got to do it. And people may think they're going to think their way out of it. I can tell you, you will never get more confident until you do the thing that you're fearful of, or that is the challenge, even if you have to break it down, right? Just to break it to you and be very real. Okay, now I've got an extra point for you as well, is visualize the big picture. Like, imagine you've thought through, we talked about focusing the temporary challenge, but focus on like the big picture, where you want to be with your life. Imagine how that would feel, really visualize it and feel it, and then feel like the person you really need to be right now and feel into that. All right, because that's going to encourage you more likely to take action as well. So that's what I got for you today. I appreciate you for being here. You'll improve other people's lives by being the best you. And remember, you are in control of your own self-esteem and confidence.